Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really tearing into the recent Springbok squad list. Not just the names, though.
No, we're looking at what it tells us, about the strategy, the thinking behind the scenes.
Exactly. And we've got some brilliant insights to work with from that Planet Rugby piece.
That's right, yeah. Featuring Jean de Villiers and Schaltberger, two guys who, well, they know their stuff.
Absolutely. So our mission, really, is to pull out the most interesting bits from what they said.
Help you understand the why behind it all, the vision for the Bucks right now.
Kind of get the shortcut to what really matters in that big squad announcement.
Yeah, looking past just the obvious picks and seeing the strategy.
Okay, before we really dive in, just a quick reminder. Make sure you're subscribed to Rugby Obsession.
Yep, wherever you get your deep dives, you don't want to miss what's coming up.
Okay, let's get straight into it. Part 1, the shot call-up.
Ah, yeah. The one that probably got the most attention from that 54-player alignment camp squad.
And just quickly for listeners, the alignment camp, it's that early get-together, right? Coaches, potential players, setting the direction.
Exactly. So the big surprise name, Ntokozo Makhaza.
Definitely raised some eyebrows, I think. Especially if you're outside South Africa.
Well, yeah. Because we're talking about a player who hasn't actually played senior professional rugby yet.
But, and this is the key part, he's completely dominated the Varsity Cup Player of the Year. Twice.
Twice. Unprecedented in the Varsity Cup. That's South Africa's big university competition.
And this is exactly what Jean de Villiers jumped on in the article.
He did. He called it an amazing story. Said it really shows the vision of Rassie and the coaches.
So what's the significance there? What vision is he seeing?
Well, think about it. Kicking a guy straight from UD Rugby, it's not the standard path, is it?
Not usually, no.
It signals they're willing to look, beyond the established pros, to spot raw talent early and invest in it.
And Villiers also mentioned the age profile, didn't he? Some of the current outside backs are getting on a bit.
Exactly. So it feels like they're thinking, right, let's get this young guy in the system now.
Introduce him to the whole setup, the intensity, see how he handles it.
It's proactive. It's smart planning for the future. And it makes you think, doesn't it? How crucial spotting talent early, from everywhere, is for long-term success.
Yeah, not just relying on the usual provincial or franchise pipelines.
This Varsity Cup pick really shouts about that philosophy. Find talent wherever it is.
It's definitely a bold statement about how they approach things.
Okay, so moving on slightly. Another area the analysis touched on, and one de Villiers flagged, was hooker.
Right. A position where, let's be honest, the Boks have been incredibly strong for years.
Phenomenal. Malcolm Marx, Bongi, and Mbonambi. World class.
But, and this is the point de Villiers made, they're both, what, over 30 now?
Yeah, they are. And he suggested that means there might be some question marks coming up down the line.
He specifically mentioned pressure building on Bongi and Mbonambi. Not negatively, but...
But just the reality, yeah. Younger guys are pushing through. Competition's heating up.
And he named a couple from that alignment squad who are right in that mix.
He did. Marnus van der Merwe and Jan-Hendrik Wessels.
Now, Wessels is an interesting one, because he's not just a hooker, is he?
No, that's the thing. He's got that utility factor. He can play hooker and loosehead prop.
That's huge.
And Schaltberger weighed in on him, too. Said his recent form for the Bulls totally backs up the faith Rassie showed in him last year.
So he's really stepping up and delivering.
Seems like it. And that kind of versatility Wessels offers, well, it's gold for any squad, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Options off the bench, cover during a long tournament. It gives the coaches so much flexibility.
And bringing guys like Wessels and van der Merwe into the wider squad creates that depth.
And that internal pressure we talked about.
Exactly. That competition for places, it keeps everyone sharp, pushes the standards higher, keeps the veterans on their toes, too.
Okay, so let's connect the dots here. We've got these two main threads from the analysis by de Villiers and Berger.
Yeah. First, the Makhaza pick, showing that, forward-thinking vision, looking for raw potential.
Even in unexpected places like the Varsity Cup.
Right. And then second, the hooker situation.
Yeah.
Which highlights that they're already thinking about managing future transitions.
Pragmatic planning for when key players eventually move on or age out.
And taken together, these points, coming straight from guys like de Villiers and Berger, looking at the squad, they paint a picture, don't they?
Yeah, a picture of Erasmus's overall strategy. It's about balancing the now and the next.
Relying on the established stars while actively bringing through the next wave. It's a comprehensive approach.
Definitely. So we've dug into what the experts think based on that analysis, but we always want to know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at that squad list, what stood out to you? Was Makhaza the biggest surprise?
Or maybe someone else. Who are you excited about seeing get a chance, maybe break through into the main squad?
We'd love to hear your opinions on these selections. Your views really add to this whole discussion.
And hey, if you're finding this deep dive useful, getting some good insights,
Then please make sure you've hit subscribe on Rugby Obsession.
it's honestly the easiest way to make sure you catch our next analysis.
Okay, so just to wrap up the key takeaways from that de Villiers and Berger analysis.
Yeah, number one, Rassie's vision includes keeping a sharp eye out for raw talent, wherever it might be. Makhaza is a prime example.
And number two, they're proactively managing the squad's evolution, thinking ahead about key positions like hooker as the experienced guys get older.
It's that blend, isn't it? Proven world-class experience mixed with exciting, fresh
A
prospect.
powerful combination if they get it right.
Which leaves us with maybe a final thought for you to chew on.
Go on.
What does this specific mix, the experienced core plus these up-and-comers, suggest about the Springboks game plan for the next few years?
Interesting question. And how might their biggest rivals be looking at this? How do you prepare to face that kind of squad depth and mix of styles?
Something to ponder. Definitely keeps things interesting in the world of rugby.
It certainly does.
Right, don't forget to subscribe to Rugby Obsession to stay across all our deep dives.
Thank you so much for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. We look forward to you listening to our next episode.